Hey, so amazing. You see how they playing? Live wire, it's all about sports and entertainment. You don't wanna miss it, so official like you never seen. Keep it going till the whistle blowing from the referee. Everything from highlights and stats. You know that we gotta run it back, whether on the field or the court. You know that this is where it's at. Subscribe, no delaying. This is Live Wire, sports and entertainment. Let's go.
All right, so the Indiana Fever lost their second straight game to the Las Vegas Aces, a score of 78-74, which I guess a game was a little bit closer than the first meeting, but still the same issues still occurred. Now in this game, same thing with the referees, no calls, slow start, take a little early lead, then lose the lead, and then so forth and so on. Caitlin Clark picked up 2 early fouls and then a tech in the game, which kind of derailed her first half because she didn't score in the first half at all. She had 0.6 assists, 3 fouls in the first half. And then along with the tech, that gave her 6 technical fouls. One more, she will be suspended for 1 game. I doubt that'll happen. She got 2 games left, one against the Dallas Wings on Sunday and next Thursday against the Washington Mystics, who just took over the AC from the Chicago Sky, which the Mystics beat the Atlanta Dream, and the Chicago Sky lost to Minnesota. But nonetheless, this game right here to signify how mismatched the team was. And you give Chelsea Gray 21 points. Last game, it was the bench scoring. This game, you let Chelsea Gray have 21 points in the game. So let's look at the statistics. Asia Wilson only had 15 points, 17 rebounds. She had a great night shooting. She was 6 for 15 from the field. And she was 3 for 4 from the free throw line. And she had 2 blocks and 1 steals. Kelsey Plum had 18 points again, which she was 4 from 11 from three-point line. Continuously, we still can't stop the perimeter shots. Jackie Young was 1 for 6. Chelsea Gray was 2 for 4 from three-point line, which she does. To me, I don't think she's a really good three-point shooter. But then she was 7 from 11 from the field. Now Clark was guarding her, and after Clark had picked up the early fouls in that technical foul, she had to play a little bit differently. And then it was going after her, and they knew she couldn't foul. So my thing is this: Christie Sides should have adjusted it. Christie Sides should have just put her on somebody probably like Chelsea Gray, because I think Tiffany Hayes she was driving to the basket a lot. She was 2 for 6 from the field. She only had 6 points. She wasn't her normal self. Alicia Clark only had 1 3. Megan Augusta had only 1 3. So the bench didn't have that explosiveness like they did this time. They only had 9, 10, 11, 12 points off the bench. But for the Fever, Dantas had just as much points. She outscored the Aces bench by herself. She had 11 points by herself, but she didn't get enough time. Erica Wheeler had 2. Tammy Fanblenny had 4. She had 5 rebounds. The thing about it is, that's 17 points off the bench. Still. Now this time around, Christie Sides didn't put Christy Wallace in or Katie Lou in, which, okay, that was good. But you still had to make adjustments because Clark got in foul trouble. And she got an early foul trouble. She had, let me see what she had. She had 6 turnovers. She had 4 personal fouls. So in the second half, she kind of kept her fouls down. Now, she did get an offensive foul on a 3-point shot, which she took, which Jackie Young flopped in mid-air. They call it offensive foul. So when Caitlin Clark had got her technical foul in the game, she hit the back of the sanction or whatever, the back of the goalpost, and they gave her a tech for it, which it seemed like they wanted to give her a tech the last game, but they kind of hold off for it. But now it's kind of like, all right, she's getting up there, you know. But Christie Sides won't challenge none of the plays. She won't challenge nothing to help her team out. She just sits there and allow the Las Vegas Aces to make these runs and do all of these fouling. They was playing physical. They was really playing physical. I mean, Aaliyah Boston got hit in a jar off of Tiffany Hayes driving to the basket. She ended up having to go through the locker room for a little bit. In the first half, Kelsey Mitchell, she was red hot. She was keeping them into the game. Then in the second half, Clark finally caught fire. I think she had 11 points in 8 minutes. Well, I think less than that. I have to double check to make sure. She had 11 points in 8 minutes, and by the end of the game, she had 18 points. So she scored like 14 points in the third quarter, and then the rest in the fourth. But she did the same thing like Steph Curry did. Steph Curry went over whatever in the first half, and then caught fire in the second half. So nevertheless, but after having a bad first half, she regrouped herself, and then she, tried to get the team back. But at the same time, you have to really look at Christie Sides and say, hey, this is not working. This is not working. Now, Clark did set the single season assist record that was held by Alicia Thomas, and Alicia Thomas had 312, and Caitlin Clark broke it with 316, but she finished with 322 with 2 games left, so she could really put it out of reach. She also, if I could find the play that she set the record with, to make sure. Let me see. I think this is it. I'm not sure, but I'll find out. But yeah, but still, I think I don't think I could pull it up. Oh well, I'll find it another time. But anyway, so like I said, Dantas came in and she gave great minutes. She gave great minutes that she needed to, because she should, when she was on the floor, she was able to space. And this is something I said in my last video. Dantas gives the floor more spacing, and it helps Aaliyah Boston out to get that one-on-one. Because either Aja Wilson is going to pick up Dantas, or she's going to play Aaliyah Boston. Most likely, she always played the person that plays out. She hardly plays under the basket. That's when you could work Aaliyah Boston against Keo Stokes under the basket. But again, poor adjustment by Christie Sides again in this game. Lexi Hall had 2 points. There was a couple of times Lexi Hall was wide open, and they should have fed her the ball a little bit more. She took 2 field goal shots and 1 3-point shots. Now she was 2 for 2 for the free throw line, but at the same time, she didn't do much. Clark almost had a triple double in this game, along with breaking her assist record. She had 18, 8, and 9 in that game. And she was 7 for 18 from the field, 2 for 8 from 3-point, 2 for 4 from free throw line. She missed 2 free throws that could have done that was another miss right there. The Indiana Fever actually missed a lot of free throws. A lot of free throws that is going to make or break them or winning the game. It was 55% from the free throw line. It was 11 for 20. You miss that many free throws, you don't give your team a chance to win the game. And then on the final play of the game, when you had a chance to get your 3-point shooters open, you didn't scheme up a play. You end up scheming up a play for Aaliyah Boston. Nothing against Aaliyah Boston, but why would you scheme up a play for her when you know Lexi Hall, Kelsey Mitchell, and Caitlin Clark is on the floor? You could have schemed up a play for either one of them. You know what I'm saying? And they would have got open to get the last shot. But she didn't try. She said, we know that they was going to force them to take it out of their hands. But I'm going to let you listen to what she had to say before I chime back in.
There were 30 seconds left, and Aaliyah took the shot. Could you talk us through that possession and what you were looking for in that play?
Yeah, people know it's going to be really hard to get Caitlin a shot in those possessions. Like, we want to make sure, like, between her and Kelsey, you give them both options. In that play that we ran, they had a pin and they had a hammer action on the weak side. And they're going to take away something, so you just have to be ready. And AB came to me right before. She said, "Coach, do you want me to spread out to the corner three?" I said, "Be ready, because they're going to take that shooter away." And it was a great shot. It rimmed in and out. I mean, that was a great shot. This girl has gone and worked really hard on that part of the game. I have a lot of confidence in her to take that shot. I mean, teams are going to scheme against Caitlin Clark and Kelsey Mitchell. They're going to do everything they can to make somebody else take that three. So it's just on us, got to find a way to get the ball in their hands and let them take it. But I was so okay with that wide open three by Aaliyah Boston right there.
All right. Thank you, everybody.
Again, Christie Sides do not know how to call plays, because even though Aaliyah Boston almost hit the three, but you do not scheme for her to take the last shot with 30 seconds left for a three-point shot. You have to find a way to get your three-point shooters open. You have to screen around and set picks. If you had screened and set picks for either Kelsey, Lexi, or Caitlin, you probably would have got a better look at a three, and it would have been automatically the tie of the game, and probably could have sent the game in overtime. But then again, Christie Sides is incompetent as an incompetent coach. She doesn't know how to coach. She don't know how to coach this team. She keeps putting this team in bad situations constantly. When the team is struggling, she doesn't know how to settle the team down and regroup them. It's like let's play defense, let's play defense, let's play defense. Yeah, they defense got them back in the game in the third quarter because Clark finally hit shots. Kelsey Mitchell wasn't hitting shots in the second half of the game. Aaliyah Boston started picking up. Danta's 11 points was cooking. You know what I'm saying? And you didn't allow them to be on the floor the way they need to and continue. You end up taking Dantas out of the game when she was already hot in the third quarter and put Tammy Finn Bailey in there. I would have kept Dantas in the game, because she gave what you needed. Audra Wilson didn't even have a good game like Wednesday night. The Wednesday night game wasn't even good either, but she managed to get to the free throw line a lot. That's where all her points came in. Tonight, we kept her off the board and made her work. She missed a lot of shots, but then you allowed Chelsea Gray to go for 21 points. Chelsea Gray doesn't even score like that, but we made it look easy because we didn't put nobody on her. It's like Christie Sides don't know how to work her lineup. She don't know which way to go with her lineup. It's like she always continues to try to experiment in real game time. If you blowing teams out, that's a whole different thing to experiment. But when you playing, the team don't have no kind of momentum. They came out after the Olympic break on a 5-game winning streak. There was 7-1. The only loss at that time was the Minnesota Lynx. Then you beat the Dallas Wings. Then you beat the Atlanta Dream, which was a struggle. Then you end up struggling again against the Minnesota Lynx and lost that one. So that puts you 2 losses on there. Now you got 4 losses since the break because you don't lost back-to-back games to the Vegas Aces, which you could have played. Like I said, the bench for the Aces didn't do as well as they did the first time, but you still allowed Chelsea. If you cut Chelsea Gray's points down to 11, you win the game. Same thing in the last game. If you had cut their bench players down, you win the game. But there's, like I said, is a different level of coaching, and Christie Sides continues to get out coached. Becky Hammond said it perfectly. The Indiana Fever have a three-headed monster over there, but you have to pick your poison with them because you can't allow them to get off. And like Becky Hammond said, you can't get in a shootout with them because if the Fever is scoring at will, you can't. The Aces is not a team that could outscore you. Like if the Fever was outscoring them in the game and just running up and down the floor, the Aces would have had trouble. But Christie Sides don't allow the team to play free flowing. She wants to always compound the ball down low to Leah Boston. She wants to stagnate the offense, run it slow, instead of pick up. When the team started getting back into the game in the third quarter, when Clark started driving to the basket, started hitting a couple of threes and assisting, she was pushing the pace. That got the Aces out of rhythm. Then when it came down to the fourth quarter, you take Dantes out and put Tammy Finn-Bentley in. I like Tammy Finn-Bentley, but she's not a scorer. Tammy is made for defensive purposes and rebounding. Melissa Smith can score, but she's inconsistent. She's a horrible free throw shooter. You know, you put her on the line, she can't make no free throws. That's points right there going away all of a sudden. And then if you know, like Caitlin and Kelsey is the best backcourt in the league. You got to scheme them two open because them two feeds off of each other. And if you don't scheme off of them, then guess what's going to happen? The offense is going to get stagnant. I didn't see no plays ran for Lexi Hall to get open. And like I said, Lexi Hall was open a couple of times. They didn't throw her the ball. If you had thrown Lexi Hall the ball, I guarantee Lexi probably would have hit like 9 points in the game. Guess what? Them 9 points would have been vital for this game, for that game to give you the win. But your coach don't understand that. She's like, she sits there and just thinks that, okay, the thing about it is they in the field gonna have to, they gotta win the last 2 games to have some kind of momentum going into the playoffs. If they lose the last 2 games going into the playoffs, they won't even make it out the first round. And if they play the Connecticut Sun in the first round, they're gonna go home because they already show frustration now. They already show that, hey, we beat up. And guess what? The Dallas Wings ain't gonna lay down for them. And they're not gonna lay down for them at all. Because they're gonna fight to the end. Then you got a surgeon, Washington Mystics, that's already in an A spot and looking to hold on to that A spot in the next couple of games. And that's gonna be a tough game as itself. So you have to fight. You got one more home game left. That's Sunday. Then you're on the road to DC. You're gonna have to have some kind of momentum going into it because the playoffs start on the 22nd. Guess what? You're gonna be in trouble. I'd like to listen to what Caitlin Clark had to say about the technical foul.
Yeah, Caitlin, last time you hit the base of the basket,
That's crazy.
the ref told you it was disrespectful. Was just wondering if you got another explanation tonight.
Well, I mean, they're never going to overturn that. It's just one of the rules, I guess, of the game. So it's in the rule book. It is what it is. That's why, I mean, I tried to get my last one taken away. They just didn't take it away. And it stinks because I feel like at half of my technicals this year, I got 1 for the inadvertent contact to the face in the Minnesota game and then 2 for hitting the stanchion of the basket. So it's like, 1 was a complete accident and then the other 2 were just a little frustration with myself. So I think I could have done a better job keeping my emotions in check, but at the same time, like, really? So I don't know. I mean, but it is a rule, so they have to call it, and I get it. It's tough.
Well, Alexa and Christie.
All right, so she understands, but like I said, sometimes Caitlin gotta channel that energy a little bit because her getting texts, it does kind of throw the team out of whack a little bit, and they be like, But once she had to sit down, the team started scrambling. And thank God Kelsey Mitchell was able to hit buckets in the first half to keep the team kind of a little bit on afloat, because they was getting nothing from nobody, because then at that time Leo Boston had went out already for getting hit in the face. So I mean, hats off to Kelsey Mitchell, you know. And then, you know, when Caitlin was going through everything, Erica Wheeler was there to make sure she was good.
The basket right here is absolutely beautiful.
Here's what she's done. All of these points in the third quarter.
So, all in all, Caitlin Clark did set the all-time season record for assists. She has 322 now with 2 games left. So if she gets 20 assists, that'd be 337, and it'd be a new record. And I doubt that record would be broken anytime soon. She also needs 18 points, I think, to set the scoring record. And then I think she already set the 3-point record. So let me know what you think, guys, about this game and what the Fever need to do going to the playoffs, because once Thursday hit, I am going to do a playoff review of the and also let me pull up one stat from A'ja Wilson real quick. A'ja Wilson against the Fever this season, she's averaging 24.8 points a game, 13.3 rebounds a game, almost 3 blocks a game, almost 2 assists a game, and 2 steals a game. So the Indiana Fever has not figured out a way to slow them. And this is the only team that the Indiana Fever did not beat this season out of 4 tries. This was the closest try tonight. So with that being said, keep them bells ringing and continue to like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what you think about this Indiana Fever team, what adjustments they need to be made. Should Grace Berger get some playing time? That's my biggest question. Should she get some playing time? Because we need to see. I know Grace Berger could score. That could be extra scoring off the bench with some defense. So, and you had what? You had I think what Clark played. I think Christie Sides starting to remind me a lot of Tom Thibodeau for the Chicago Bulls. He will play his personnel so much till they don't even have a chance to take a breath. What? Kelsey Mitchell 35 minutes, Clark 34 minutes, so she was 6 minutes off. Lexi Hall 35, Boston 30 because she was out of the game. Elizabeth Smith 21 minutes. And this is what I'm talking about. Damaris Johnson, she had 16 minutes. She should have had 21 minutes. Erica Wheeler has 16 minutes. Tammy Fann-Billy 13. That's what I'm talking about. Erica Wheeler, but she had to play them minutes because Clark was on the bench with fouls. But still, you could have gave Grace Berger some minutes in that game. That would have been a perfect opportunity to allow Grace Berger, because what you could have did, put Grace Berger in there with Wheeler, gave Kelsey Mitchell a blow for a quick second, and then was able to bring Mitchell and Clark back at the same time. But nonetheless, let me know what you think. Keep them bells ringing. And to the next episode, you know what it is.
Hey, so amazing. You see how they playing? Live wire, it's all about sports and entertainment. You don't wanna miss it, so official like you never seen. Keep it going till the whistle blowing from the referee. Everything from highlights and stats, you know that we gotta run it back. Whether on the field or the court, you know that this is where it's at. Subscribe, no delaying. This is Live Wire, sports and entertainment. Let's go.